until the academic procession. You may be seated now. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विद्यारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। परमात्मा और देवी सरस्वती के स्मरण के साथ शुभारंभ करते हैं आज के कार्यक्रम का। आप सभी को हमारा स्नेहपूर्ण नमस्कार। शारदा विश्वविद्यालय के 8th दीक्षांत समारोह के शुभ अवसर पर उपस्थित सभी प्रतिष्ठित जनप्रतिनिधिगण, स्नातक एवं उनके गौरवान्वित अभिभावक, सम्मानित साथियों और दिग्गजों का एक बार फिर हार्दिक स्वागत है। जैसा कि हम सभी जानते हैं, ये दीक्षांत समारोह प्रतीक है हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति के अनुपालना का, जो हमारे जीवन के 16 संस्कारों में से एक है। शारदा विश्वविद्यालय के प्रांगण में आयोजित इस समारोह में आज हम सभी एकत्र हुए हैं अपनी शुभकामनाओं और मंगल कामनाओं के साथ उन सभी छात्र छात्राओं का अभिनंदन करने जो आज उपाधि पाकर जीवन पथ पर अग्रसर होंगे। इन्हीं मंगल कामनाओं के साथ मैं डॉक्टर पारुल सक्सेना आमंत्रित करती हूँ आदरणीय कुलसचिव शारदा विश्वविद्यालय का और कार्यक्रम का औपचारिक रूप से संचालन करने का अनुरोध करती हूँ। Salutations and greetings. With great enthusiasm and jubilation, I, Dr. Parul Saxena, welcome you all to the 8th Convocation ceremony of Sharda University. As we all know, that Convocation Day is not a mere formality to award the degree, but a culmination of the years of hard work, dedication, and commitment of a student's life. It is a day to hand over the baton to the future generation so that they can utilize their knowledge, skills, and wisdom for the betterment of their family, society, and above all, the nation. It is a moment of great joy and fulfillment that marks the beginning of a new chapter in the life of our graduates. We at Sharda University extend our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the eminent guests, distinguished dignitaries, respected colleagues, and our students and their proud parents who have joined us today to celebrate the momentous occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, now I call upon the stage the respected Registrar Sharda University and request him to formally convene the program. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the 8th Convocation ceremony of Sharda University. Let us begin this ceremony with an auspicious note by reciting one of the most powerful mantra, which is Gayatri Mantra. I'll request all of you to recite with me so that whatever you follow in your life is blessed by the Almighty. So may I request all of you to recite with me, please. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsavitur Vareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Honorable Chief Guest, this powerful mantra, it is a prayer to the Almighty. This is a prayer to request that let there be pure, spiritual, and divine energy spread across all the realms available across this place. And let there be light upon all the beings present over here. It is a request that all the negative energy be substituted by positive energy. And it is a request to the Almighty, to the Divine, that you have to fill us with the knowledge. So this is what we seek from the Almighty. With this, I'll formally seek permission to start the proceedings. Honorable Chancellor, may I, with your permission, declare the convocation open?
Yes, I permit.
With the permission of Honorable Chancellor, I declare the convocation open. And we'll start with the Kulgeet of the university. May I request all of you to please rise for the Kulgeet. May I request all of you to please settle down. Thank you. May I now request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to present the annual report.
Good afternoon to all. Respected dignitaries on the dais. Today's chief guest, Mr. John T. Chambers, founder and CEO, JC2 Ventures, and Chairman Emeritus, Cisco. Guest of honor, Dr. Mukesh Agiji, President and CEO of US-India Strategic Partnership Forum. I deem it a privilege to welcome you all to the 8th Convocation of University, which is being presided over by our Honorable Chancellor, Sri P.K. Gupta ji. Today, I present the Vice Chancellor's report for the year 2023-24, which is a testimony to our constant endeavor to pursue our mission achieving excellence in spheres of our activities. From the establishment in 2009, the university has been imparting instructions in almost all the disciplines of pure and applied sciences, engineering and technology, management, social sciences and humanities, architecture, law, agriculture, education, media, film and entertainment, nursing, pharmacy, allied health sciences, dental sciences and medical sciences through its 14 schools and 25 departments, offering more than 139 programs, including 74 PG programs and a doctoral program. University has recently been granted permission by UGC to run 4 UG and 2 PG programs in online education mode. Herein, I would like to share on record that university is accredited with A+ grade by National Assessment and Accreditation Council in 2023. In NIRF ranking this year, the university has ranked 86th among all the universities in India in university category. Besides, its certain schools of studies having ranked fairly high in their respective field. 6 of our programs of engineering are NBA accredited. University has secured A grade in OBE ranking and QS Elite Advanced Certificate. It has been ranked 219 in QS World Ranking in South Asia Zone and 301 to 400 band in Times World University Impact Ranking in the world. Recently, Sharda University has ranked globally 1201 to 1500 band and nationally 59th in Times Higher Education World University Ranking. Sharda Schools of Nursing Science and Research has been recognized as the A-rated institutions and awarded a Certificate of Excellence by Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and has been recognized as the Mentor Institute in Uttar Pradesh to promote the quality of nursing education across the states. Likewise, the School of Allied Health Sciences has been recognized A-rated institutes and awarded Certificate of Excellence by Uttar Pradesh government. During this year, Sharda University has established next-gen cyber and quantum system facility with an NVIDIA DGX H100 system, the 4th generation of its most powerful supercomputer for machine learning and artificial intelligence. The university has around 17,000 plus students on its roll, out of which approximately 12% students are international students belonging to more than 66 countries across the globe. University takes pride in having students from practically all the states and union territories of the country, providing for a vibrant multicultural and multilingual environment. University has 1,100 plus faculty members, out of whom 11 faculty have been ranked this year in the list of top 2% scientists of the world by Stanford University, USA and Elsevier. Its 1,644 teaching staff facilitate the administrative and other support functions. University has healthy gender ratio with 42% female amongst the students and 50% amongst the staff and faculty members. The university has a state-of-the-art library facility fully automated, and we have 152,000 volumes with 18,000 titles, 8.5 lakhs ebooks and journals, online facilities, besides e-resources and digitization of some of the rare publications and manuscript. It has set up 1.72 megawatt rooftop solar power systems, where more than 35% of the energy harvested through the solar system of the total consumption of this campus. The university has been ranked 23rd in the Green Institutional Ranking across the country. Sharda University has been identified as a mentor institute for year 2023-24 by Institutions Innovation Council, Ministry of Education, under which the university has mentored IICs of 5 other institutes, strengthening their innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem. Under the UP Startup Policy of 2020, the state government has approved financial assistance of rupees 47.5 lakhs to our 7 startups. Sharda Launchpad, the Center of Entrepreneurship Development, has received recognitions from the Startup India with financial assistance of rupees 3.15 crore. Under this scheme, 12 startups have been supported by university during 2023, and Sharda University has also been selected to establish Inclusive Technology Business Incubator, that is ITBI, under the Nidhi scheme of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, with a grant of rupees 2.58 crores. Sharda University has also established Innovation Hub, that is iHub, which is supported by iHub Dibba Sampark, a joint initiative of IIT Roorkee and DST under iHub. A grant of rupees 1.37 crore has been received to establish a central lab facility and to provide seed funds to the faculty and students innovators. The university has 14 innovations funded by MSME Idea Hackathon for the total of 1.88 crores, and more than 70% startups incubated with us have reached to the revenue generation stage, the highest having the turnover of 3 crore this year. And also we are expanding innovation facility in another 10,000 square feet innovation center with state-of-the-art facilities. In consonance with the Government of India policy, the university has taken lead in Ayushman Bharat, Unnat Bharat and Swachh Bharat Abhijan, and its social outreach activities have led it to organize NCC, NSS, Yoga. And NGO Kartavya is dedicated to help the destitute children in the nearby localities. Sharda University, in collaborations with UPSIDA and Shivani Economic Educational Development Foundation, runs one child development center and training center at Kasna Industrial Area for upliftment of the unprivileged group of the society in that area. The academic year 2023 and 24, the university has extended student scholarship of rupees 22.32 crore based on the merits. The university is leveraging IT in its students' care management, LMS, state-of-the-art ERP, PeopleSoft, as well as MOOCs under SWAYAM initiative of the Ministry of Education. University has so far received sponsored projects worth 20 crores, and university has published 660 patents, and 162 patents so far have been granted, and 2 of them recently have been taken up for commercializations. Faculty have registered over 237 designs and 80 copyrights in this year. In a short span, so far, Sharda University has awarded 291 PhD degrees, including those today, 86 being awarded. Today, in this convocation, the university is awarding 3,511 degrees, where PG 998, UG 2427, and PhD 86, besides the certificate of merit, gold medals, and other medals. The university has set up several specialized centers of research, namely Center for Cyber Security and Cryptology, AI in Medical Imaging and Forensic, Molecular Biology of Stress Tolerance, Solar Cells, Renewable Energy, Virology and Immunology, besides central instrumentation facilities for providing cutting-edge technology and high-end analytical equipment for the faculty and students. The university also proposes to establish some high-end laboratory in recent times, such as Food Testing Center, 6G Development Laboratory, Semiconductor Fab Labs, and Biomedical Device Center, with a view to contributing significantly towards the fostering technological advancement and industry collaborations in line with Developed India by 2047. A dedicated hackathon center of area 15,000 square feet is shortly will be inaugurated in a month's time. University has taken special measures towards implementing national education policy. Bharatiya Sanskriti Vaishvik Kendra has been set up in the campus for revitalizing and propagating the Bharat's rich knowledge and cultural legacy globally. The curriculum of all the programs of the university have been revisited and revised as per the national credit framework given by the UGC. The university has adopted an innovative and flexible approach of choice-based credit system with components of extensive electives, open electives in multidisciplinary domain, major and minor option, internship, projects, entrepreneurship, ethics and values, liberal arts, community engagement, Indian knowledge system, environmental educations, etc. Emphasis has also been laid on the project-based, application-based and product-based learning and industry internship so as to provide real-time experience for the students. All courses have also been designed with learning outcomes and relevant pedagogy and assessment methods. It has adopted policy on multiple entry and multiple exit as desired by the UGC with certificate after 1 year. The university has established a teaching learning center to ensure the quality of teaching learning, and entire efforts of university are geared towards attaining the national goal of Viksit Bharat at 2047. The university promotes cultural tolerance and harmonious existence in tune with the Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Sharda University is proud of its students and faculty for being a part of G20 University Connect program, where our students showcased unparalleled dedications, innovative thinking, and unwavering determination. The university organizes a large number of value-added courses on ethics, cultures, and life skills. University also seeks to integrate traditional Indian experience in areas such as organic farming, sociological studies, dignities of evolutions of diverse Indian culture is also taught. Sharda's hospital's journey, co-located in the university campus, has been marked by milestones of success with its 1,200 bedded, including 125 critical care beds, high-quality patient cares, specialty-specific OPD blocks, catering to the diverse healthcare needs of the community. Recently, a new chapter in the healthcare excellence has been added with the launch of ultra-modern 600-bedded super specialty hospital, Sharda Care Health City. It offers world-class medical care in wide range of specialties like cardiac care, neurology, oncology, and other advanced specialties requiring highest level of expertise and treatment options. I am sure that gracious presence and words of wisdom of the chief guest, Mr. John T. Chambers, and the guest of honor, Dr. Mukesh Agi, would greatly benefit, inspire, and guide the graduating students in shaping their future careers. I also take this opportunity to congratulate all the graduating students, their parents and family members, and wish them a great future ahead in serving your motherland with distinction and pride, and in the process to bring laurels to your alma mater. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. May I now request the Vice Chancellor to introduce and present the chief guest, Mr. John T. Chambers, Chairman Emeritus Cisco, founder and CEO of JC2 Ventures, the recipient of honorary degree honoris causa, to the Chancellor.
Mr. John T. Chambers, Chairman Emeritus Cisco and founder and CEO JC2 Ventures, is a distinguished business leader, entrepreneur and philanthropist whose visionary approach and transformative impact on global technology landscape has set benchmark in business and innovation. Under his leadership, Cisco evolved from a mid-sized tech company into a dominant force in networking and communications. He was instrumental in expanding Cisco's market presence through diversifications and aggressive acquisition strategy, coupled with an uncanny ability to seamlessly integrate this. He also fosters strong relationships with customers, understanding their needs and integrating the feedback into the product development. A true pioneer in the internet infrastructures, Mr. Chambers championed the development of IP-based networking, positioning Cisco as a foundational player in building the backbone of the internet, thereby bridging the digital divide. His visionary approach to digital transformation and Internet of Everything highlighted his commitment to driving global connectivity and cultural innovation. Mr. Chambers distinguished himself as an adaptive leader during times of crisis, particularly during the .com bubbles burst and financial crisis of 2008. As the head of JC2 Ventures, which Mr. Chambers founded in 2018, and he focuses on helping disruptive startups scale and succeed while championing the broader development of startup ecosystems worldwide. He summarized his visions when he declared that I am fully committed to developing startup companies, startup nations, and startup world. As such, he has successfully invested the startup companies across categories and geographies that are today at the forefront of innovation. Mr. Chambers has been the mentor to future leaders and strong advocate for corporate social responsibility, supporting philanthropies initiatives like gender equity, education, healthcare, disaster relief, and economic relief. He has worked closely with world leaders, including multiple US secretaries of the state and presidents, to protect critical infrastructure, promote education, foster global trade relations. He has been appointed as Global Ambassador of French Tech by President Emmanuel Macron, and he also serves as the chairman of US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, working closely with business and government leaders to create impactful opportunities for the citizens. Mr. Chambers has received numerous accolades, including being named one of the best performing CEO in the world by Harvard Business Review, receiving the Edison Achievement Award for Innovation, and being honored with the Padma Bhushan by the Government of India for his contribution to trade and the tech industry. In recognition of his exceptional leadership, his commitment to advancing entrepreneurship and innovation on the global scale, and his unwavering dedications to corporate social responsibility, Sharda University is really proud to confer upon John T. Chambers the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. His legacy of transforming industries, mentoring future leaders, creating meaningful global impact serves as an inspiration to all, particularly our young graduates who are now entering in the real world. I, Professor Sivaram Khara, Vice Chancellor of Sharda University, do hereby request Honorable Chancellor that he may be pleased to graciously confer upon Chief Guest, Mr. John T. Chambers, Chairman Emeritus Ciscon, Founder, CEO, JC2 Ventures, the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, for the significant contributions made in the field of internet development of IP-based networking and communications. Sir.
I confer upon the Chief Guest, Mr. John T. Chamber, Chairman Emeritus and Cisco Founder, and the CEO of J2C Venture, and degree of Doctor of Science, honorary causa.
May I now request the Vice Chancellor to introduce and present the guest of honor, Dr. Mukesh Agi, President and CEO, US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, the recipient of honorary degree honoris causa to the Chancellor.
Dr. Mukesh Agi has been since 2017 the President and Chief Executive Officer of US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, USISPF, an independent non-profit and non-governmental organization headquartered in Washington, D.C. The forum is committed to creating a powerful strategic partnership between US and India, seeking to bridge the gap between the business and government, fostering dialogue and collaborations amongst the public and private across the sectors. Having earned some of the prestigious degrees, including Advanced Management Diploma from Harvard Business Schools, a PhD in International Relations from Claremont Graduate University, and MBA in International Marketing from Andrews University, Michigan, Dr. Mukesh Agi served as a Chief Executive of L&T Infotech, where he expanded the business on the global level. He also served Staria India as the chairman and CEO of the Asia Pacific regions and transformed the company into $2 billion business. He has also been the founding CEO of Universitas, 21 global and world's largest consortium of the research-led universities, and global leader in providing postgraduate online educations. Earlier in his career, Dr. Agi dozens of international marathon and has climbed some of the highest peaks in the North America and Europe. With his extensive experience, Dr. Agi is a seasoned leader in driving business collaborations, fostering bilateral trade and policy reforms that benefit the US-India partnership in terms of investment and innovations in key sectors. He has involved himself in policy advocacy addressing issues such as trade barriers, technology cooperations, bilateral investment, particularly in the sector like energy, technology, infrastructure, healthcare, education, defense and sustainability initiatives. His efforts have also included promoting initiatives like Make in India, AI and renewable energy. A fluent speaker in many international languages at major global forums, he shares his insights on topics like economic diplomacy, international business strategy, cross-cultural leadership. He was recognized by Esquire magazine as a global leader and has won many awards over the course of his professional career, including the JRD Tata Leadership Award. Most recently, he was the recipient of Government of India Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award. We, the family of Sharda University, feel humble and proud by the august presence of Dr. Mukesh Agi today in the 8th Convocation of the University, and his kind acceptance of this degree of Doctor of Literature honoris causa. His all-round achievement in diverse areas shall be of immense inspiration to our young, bright graduates who are recipients of this degree. I, Professor Sivaram Khara, Vice Chancellor of Sharda University, do hereby request Honorable Chancellor that he may be pleased to graciously confer upon guest of honor, Dr. Mukesh Agi, President and CEO, US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, the degree of Doctor of Literature honoris causa for the significant contribution made in the field of strengthening Indo-US business ties. Sir.
I confer upon the guest of honor, Dr. Mukesh Agi, a President CEO of US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, the degree of Doctor of Literature honoris causa.
I now seek the permission from the Chancellor to allow the candidates to be presented.
Let the candidate to be presented.
May I request the Controller of Examination to present the recipients of Master's and Bachelor's degree.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I, Dr. Vinay Kumar Burma, present you to graduates passed out in academic year 2023-24 from Sharda School of Allied Health Sciences, 78 masters and 282 bachelors. Sharda School of Design, Architecture and Planning, 15 masters and 72 bachelors. Sharda School of Basic Sciences and Research, 130 masters and 161 bachelors. Sharda School of Business Studies, 357 masters and 369 bachelors. School of Dental Sciences, 89 bachelors. School of Education, 5 masters and 78 bachelors. Sharda School of Engineering and Technology, 188 masters and 579 bachelors. Sharda School of Humanities and Social Sciences, 86 masters and 213 bachelors. Sharda School of Law, 54 masters and 165 bachelors. Sharda School of Media, Film and Entertainment, 43 masters and 78 bachelors. School of Medical Sciences and Research, 20 masters and 152 bachelors. Sharda School of Nursing Science and Research, 11 masters and 85 bachelors. School of Pharmacy, 64 bachelors. Sharda School of Agricultural Sciences, 11 masters and 40 bachelors passed out in academic year 2023-24, whose names are set out in the list and who have been examined and found qualified for the award of degrees, to which I pray that they may be admitted.
By virtue of authority vested in me as the Chancellor of Sharda University, I admit you all to respective master's and bachelor's degree. I charge you that ever in your life, thought, action, conversation, you prove yourself worthy of the same.
I call upon the Controller of Examination to present the recipients of PhD degree holders to the Chancellor.
Sir, I, Dr. Vinay Kumar Verma, present to you 86 recipients of PhD degrees, including those in absentia who have been examined and found qualified for the award of PhD degrees, to which I pray that they may be admitted.
By virtue of authority vested in me as the Chancellor of Sharda University, I admit you all to the respective PhD degree, and I charge you that ever in your life and thought and action, conversation, you prove yourself worthy of the same.
May I now request the dignitaries to come forward on the stage to present the degrees, PhD degrees to the recipients. May I also request the Dean Research to join the dignitaries on the stage and the Controller of Examination to call the recipients one by one.
Jasmine Kaur, in English, under the supervision of Dr. Mokuta Bora. Amir Riaz Khan, in biotechnology, under the supervision of Dr. Pankaj Taneja. Sheikh Tarnum, in management, under the supervision of Dr. Ankur Agrawal. Tejaswi Khanna, in computer science and engineering, under the supervision of Professor Parmanand. Sarita Chaurasia in pharmacy under the supervision of Dr. Saroj Yadav. Karamjit Kaur in computer science and engineering under the supervision of Dr. Sudesna Chakrabarti. Vinita Rohilla in computer science and engineering under the supervision of Dr. Sudesna Chakrabarti. Muhammad Rashid in pharmacy under the supervision of Dr. Rakesh K. Sindhu. Bodhuru Kamesh in mechanical engineering under the supervision of Lavesh Kumar Singh. Mamta Mahur in physics under the supervision of Dr. Munendra Singh. Akash Tripathi Satsangi in biotechnology under the supervision of Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jha. Nitika Singh in management under the supervision of Professor Raj K. Kovid. Ramendranath Verma in mass communication under the supervision of Dr. Dhruv Sabharwal. Shreya Bhardwaj in English under the supervision of Dr. Mukta Bora. Sweetie Kumari in life science under the supervision of Dr. Sujata Pandit Sharma. Gaurav Srivastava in computer science and engineering under the supervision of Professor Srikant. Ritu Sharma in English under the supervision of Dr. Kumar Gautam Anand. Chitra Singh in management under the supervision of Dr. Manmohan Rahul. Shruti Ranjan in management under the supervision of Dr. K.R. Gola. Arpana Mishra in electronics and communication engineering under the supervision of Dr. Rasmi Pridarsani. Sonali Srivastava in mass communication under the supervision of Dr. Mukta Martolia. Nidhi Arora in management under the supervision of Dr. Manisha Gupta. Patricia Michelle Mathias in mass communication under the supervision of Professor Ritu Sood. Pariksha Gupta in mathematics under the supervision of Dr. Sangeeta Gupta. Suresh Vati in computer science and engineering under the supervision of Dr. Anuj Kumar. Rahul Kumar Singh in management under the supervision of Professor Raj K. Kobid. Sarang Sanjeev Sadavarte in mathematics under the supervision of Dr. Sweta Srivastav. Ambika Vishwakarma in education under the supervision of Professor Aarti Kaul Kachru. Atul Tyagi in law under the supervision of Dr. Manvendra Singh. Edemi Muiwa Etoki in management under the supervision of Dr. Sweta Dikshit. Arunesh Kumar in mass communication under the supervision of Dr. Dhruv Sabharwal. Satendra Pal Singh in microbiology under supervision of Dr. Dalip Kumar Kakru. M. Samsat Begum in pharmacy under the supervision of Dr. Gunjan. Tarana Sarwar in microbiology under the supervision of Dr. Dalip Kakru. Aribam Biswajit Sharma in mass communication under supervision of Professor Ritu Sood. Meenu in education under the supervision of Dr. Sarita Verma. Alka Singh in chemistry under the supervision of Dr. Richa Tomar. Anjali Mandal in management under supervision of Dr. Ashish Saxena. Rajiv Kumar Gupta in management under the supervision of Dr. Hari Shankar Shyam. Baban Mohan Mulik in chemistry under the supervision of Dr. Nupur Srivastava. K. Manikayamba in law under the supervision of Dr. Rupendra Prakash Yadav. Naresh Kumar in environmental science under the supervision of Dr. Suman. Vikas Galawat in mathematics under the supervision of Professor Khurshid Alam. Abhishek Kumar Jha in management under the supervision of Dr. Ankur Agrawal. Meghna Mathur in English under the supervision of Dr. Pallavi Thakur. Parkha Kaul, Computer Science and Engineering under the supervision of Professor Parmanand. Harish Kumar Sharma in Education under the supervision of Dr. Sarita Verma. Misbah Shahid in Chemistry under the supervision of Dr. Preeti Jain. Congratulations. Raju Goyal in Chemistry under the supervision of Professor Vinay Kumar Verma. Ajay Kumar Jha in Environmental Science under the supervision of Dr. Suman. Alka Yogi in Education under the supervision of Dr. Rinkal Sharma. Archana Divedi in Education under the supervision of Dr. Akanksha Srivastava. Chabi Mohan in Education under supervision of Dr. Rinkal Sharma. Madan J in Biotechnology under the supervision of Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jha. Paratpar Sarkar in Biochemistry under the supervision of Dr. Vivek Srivastava. Pooja Singh in management under the supervision of Dr. Atul Sangal. Hamid Ahmad Shah in microbiology under the supervision of Dr. Dalip K. Kakru. Raghav Acharya in psychology under the supervision of Dr. Toran Talwar. Samreen Sajad in environmental science under the supervision of Dr. Susmita Banerjee. Saptadeepa Kalita in computer science and engineering under the supervision of Professor R.C. Singh. Alka Chauhan in mathematics under the supervision of Dr. Santosh Kumar. Dipti Sharma in education under the supervision of Dr. Sarita Verma. Neha Taneja in physics under the supervision of Dr. Pallavi Gupta. Om Pradyumna Gupta in computer science and engineering under the supervision of Professor Arun Prakash Agrawal. Pooja Rani in management under the supervision of Dr. Atul Sangal. Sumedha Agrawal in management under the supervision of Professor Raj K. Kovid. Finally, 86th number is Vivek Kumar Gupta in management under the supervision of Professor Jayanti Ranjan.
May I now request all the recipients of PhD degree to come and join the dignitaries on the stage for a group photograph. Okay.
Congratulations, sir.
Sir, अभी इधर ही रहिए. Sir, please continue. Yeah, there are chancellor's medals which need to be. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I request all the PhD recipients to please settle down. I call upon the controller of examination. I call upon controller of examination to present the recipients of Chancellor's Medal to the chief guest.
The Chancellor's Gold Medal among the undergraduate program goes to Anirudh Tyagi from Bachelor of Law, Bachelor of Arts Honors. Fortunately, this position is a tie position, so one more student is there who is Ans Agrawal from Bachelor of Business Administration with a specialization in international business. Ans Agrawal. Chancellor Medal for Best Student Innovator goes to Muhammad Anjaruddin from Bachelor of Technology, Computer Science and Engineering with specialization in cyber security and forensics.
I call upon all the recipients of the Chancellor's Medal to come forward on the stage for a group photograph. I request the dignitaries, the Excellency from Uzbekistan and Syria, the Honorable Ambassadors, please join us. Thank you, sir. May I request to P. May I now request Honorable Pro-chancellor to deliver his address.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Good afternoon to all of you. It's a great occasion, auspicious occasion, that today we have gathered on 8th Convocation ceremony of Sharda University. We have with us a great leader, great entrepreneur, who make Cisco as one of the largest company in the world. And they are sustaining last almost 33 decades. John Chamber. I welcome you, sir, to this university who make Cisco company $47 billion company. And now he's a chairman emeritus Cisco Group. And also he's a chairman of US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, which is very, very important forum. And I expect you, because now today you become an alumnus of Sharda University under your leadership, because I expect this Sharda University is a global university. Almost 95 countries students are studying it in Sharda. And we expect we have to go to the next level, our Prime Minister Modi vision, that all top universities in the world should have their campuses in India. And also they have worked out the joint research programs, the faculty exchange, the student exchange programs. Under this strategic forum, I request to you and the President and CEO, Mukesh Agi, to take it, Sharda University, to the next level. Top universities of the US will have a great collaboration with the Sharda University. We have been to US, University of Florida, University of Washington, DC, University of Maryland, University of Massachusetts, Boston, and many universities are already in our contacts, and we keep on visiting them. But to take it to the next level, their professors comes and talk and evaluate that what kind of teaching in India we are doing it, and where we have to take to the next level, so we can create the great professional from this university. Those are not only can serve to this country, but they can serve to the world. This is my expectation from you, sir. Mukesh Agi ji, who is also chairman and CEO of this forum, I once again welcome you. He is also a great leader, and he has served Fortune 500 companies, as said by Professor Khara. He has been in IBM, HP, and Aruba, and he is also with us. Such a great experience he's having, and I'm sure by his, when he is going to speak to all young professionals who is going to graduate today, will get lots of new insight to all of you. The visionary chancellor of this university, under his leadership, we all are working hard how to take this university to the world map. The Professor Shivaram Khara, the vice chancellor of this university, Vivek Kumar, the registrar, the control of examination, Vinay Kumar Singh, all members of the governing board, academic council, and all respected parents, my dear graduating students. It's really great pleasure, because मैं फील करता हूँ कि जब आज से 5-6 साल पहले आपने इस विश्वविद्यालय में एडमिशन लिया होगा, और आज जब आप यहाँ से ग्रेजुएट होकर निकल रहे हैं, आपको, आपके पेरेंट्स को जो खुशी होगी कि चलो एक स्टेप क्लियर हुआ कि नाउ वी हैव कंप्लीटेड आवर ग्रेजुएशन, नाउ वी हैव टू सर्व टू दिस कंट्री एट लार्ज. और कंट्री को इस वक्त बहुत बड़ी एक्सपेक्टेशन है, और मैं उन सभी टीचर्स को भी सम्मान देता हूं जिन्होंने आपके भविष्य को बनाया और आपके भविष्य को इस लेवल पर लेकर आए. उन टीचर्स को जो कि किसी भी देश को अगर विकसित करना है तो टीचर हैज़ टू प्ले अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. तो आपको यहाँ तक पहुँचाने में जो सभी शारदा विश्वविद्यालय के टीचर्स ने जो अहम रोल किया है, मैं चाहता हूँ एक बार उन सब के लिए भी जोरदार तालियाँ होनी चाहिए. और बिकॉज मैं आज जहाँ पर भी हूँ तो मुझे भी कभी किसी टीचर ने पढ़ाया और यहाँ तक खड़ा किया, तो आपको भी हमेशा ये जीवन की सीख है कि हमेशा अपने टीचर्स को, अपने गुरुओं को हमेशा सम्मान देना है. और आज के बाद जो डिग्री आप हासिल करके जा रहे हैं, अब तक आपको सपोर्ट करने वाले आपके पेरेंट्स थे, आपके टीचर्स थे. जब भी कोई परेशानी हो आपको बताते थे. अब इट इज़ एज ए टेस्ट फॉर यू आफ्टर फ्यू आवर्स. जब आप इस कैंपस से बाहर जाएंगे तो अब दुनिया पूछेगी आपसे कि अब क्या नेक्स्ट, कहाँ पर काम करने जा रहे हैं, क्या ड्रीम है, कैसे उसको अचीव करना है. बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होंगे. मैं चाहता हूं कि उन सब क्वेश्चंस का जवाब एक ही है कि कल तक जो आपने सीखा, इस दिन दिस 21st सेंचुरी चीज़ें जिस तेज़ी से बदल रही हैं, क्योंकि मैं जब कॉलेज में था तो उस वक्त जो पढ़ाई होती थी और वो जो टेक्नोलॉजी थी और आज की टेक्नोलॉजी में बिल्कुल चेंज हो चुका है। और उस चेंज को इसी तरीके से द सिस्को हेड इज़ हियर व्हेन ही स्टार्टेड सिस्को इन 1990, तब जो मॉड्यूल्स आते थे और आज जो डायनामिक मॉड्यूल्स हैं नेटवर्किंग के, इट्स कंप्लीट, द चेंज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी इज कंप्लीट ओवर देयर। तो हर पल आपको नया सीखना है, नया करना है। देश और दुनिया में जो भी नया हो रहा है वो आपको हर पल सीखते रहना है। देन ओनली यू कैन सस्टेन इन दिस मार्केट। अवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर Narendra Modi, we all know he is a great visionary person, and he is giving a mandate to all of us ki how we can make this nation as a developed nation by 2047. And this platform where this strategic partnership from US-India, where he is trying to tie up with trade, defense, technology, lots of work is going on in between India and US. And this work is not only, sir, to make this country to the next level, but we also want that India should become a hub for manufacturing. If it become a hub for the manufacturing, I am sure that our population of 1.4 billion people of this country, and because every Indian, one-sixth of the Indian in this earth is from India only. So there is a lot of opportunity for you. Only one thing it is to be required, you will have to think every day something new, and you will have to do something new for the society at large. मेरी तरफ से आप सभी लोगों को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत बधाई, और उन सभी गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट को जिनको आज गोल्ड मेडल मिला है, वो अति विशिष्ट गोल्ड मेडल जो चांसलर मेडल और वाइस चांसलर मेडल दिए गए हैं, उन सभी का भी मैं बहुत बहुत सम्मान करता हूं। और सभी पीएचडी स्कॉलर्स जिन्होंने अपनी बहुत कड़ी मेहनत से रिसर्च किया, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि आपकी रिसर्च से इस भारत देश को, इस विश्व को कुछ नई चीज़ें मिलेंगी। हम उस लैब, उस रिसर्च को जो शारदा विश्वविद्यालय के लैब में हुई है, उसको कैसे इंडस्ट्री के प्लेटफॉर्म तक ले जाएं। एंड आई एम श्योर दिस इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द आवर ऑफ दिस कंट्री कि कैसे हम उस रिसर्च को इंडस्ट्री तक ले जाएं। सभी लोगों का एक बार फिर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और ऑल द बेस्ट। शारदा विश्वविद्यालय के गेट आपके लिए हमेशा से खुले हुए हैं, और ये ना सोचें बिकॉज जब भी आपको दिक्कत हो, जब भी परेशानी हो, शारदा इज ऑलवेज बिन विथ यू। आई वुड लाइक टू हैव द ग्रेट बॉन्डिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू, और वेन एवर you reach to the top positions or good positions, when we see Sundar Pichai in US, when we see Satya Nadella, they are from India and doing extremely good work in US. And now whole world is recognized them. I am looking that day should come, the Sharda, all you students should spread and make a benchmark of like this. Thank you so much. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Honorable Chancellor to deliver his address.
Very good evening to all of you. It's a great opportunity for us, is having a 8th Convocation. So let me, first welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest, John Chamberji, Founder and CEO of JC2, and the former CEO of Cisco Systems and President of US-India Strategic Partnership. I don't think that anybody can explain his success, in words. I think it will take hours together. So already Vice Chancellor, my Pro-chancellor has already explained. But I really admire you and bow my head under your leadership that you have changed the world. We have been using Cisco systems for almost last 15 years. And thank you for your innovations. I would like to also thanks to Dr. Mukesh Agi. So we have been knowing him for almost 20 years. So it was an opportunity that we playing golf together. And now he became, like a medium, to make this happen. And thanks to Prashant that he also have initiated And thanks to team of US India Strategic Foundation to make this happen this day, because I always have a dream that our students should be enlightened by someone who has already accomplished globally. And I think there's nobody better than John Chamber at this point of time, who came here and would like to share his experience, his knowledge, his journey, and also admire his energy level. Even at this age, even retirement, he's still full of energy and full of positivity. Thank you, John sir, that you have been here. It's an immense pleasure, that you are passing out, after the 4 years and 3 years of PhD. There is a huge challenges are standing behind you, in front of you, but there is also opportunity. So, rather, I will tell you a small story that, which will basically communicate what I feel about the human life. There was a gentleman, he had tried many jobs, but he failed for almost 7, 8 years, 10 years. He goes one job and then he was thrown out, again he goes, again he thrown out. And one fine day he became a multi-billionaire. Then his wife, he asked his wife that you never shouted on me, you never asked me a question. Why are you not successful? You never have raised any questions. Then she says, every human has some potentiality. It's a matter of time when he identifies potentiality and when his employer or the opportunity identify himself that what he can do. So every success story is an opportunity, it's a consistency, and it's a devotion that you want to pursue what is good for you. So all I want to tell you that you have been gold medalists, you have very successful students are there who has made, but degree is not good enough. And all I would like to tell you that there are a few mantras I would like to tell you because I want to hear more, Mr. Chamber, that honesty, integrity, and passion. There are few words, these words, everybody speaks about it, but the fact is that if you continue with these, mantras, I don't think that anybody can defeat you. We have seen, like India, there are a lot of success story, if you take an inspiration like Nitin Kamath, who has revolutionized, stockbroking, Jordia, Falguni Nayar, who built an IKEA, Dipender Goyal, who transformed food delivery with a Zomato, Bhavesh Agarwal, who has disrupted transport to the Bolola. There's a lot of story. Every day you find some stories, and John Chamber has been, funding those startups. And I think you also have an idea, but all I want to tell you today is being a birthday of our greatest scientist and former President of India, Abdul Kalam, who has always, worked for the innovation. He always inspired every student. I had the opportunity that he visited Hindustan College way back when he was the President of India, some 18 years back. And, there was a huge students crowd actually. He was just chasing him actually. They were so cheerful. So he loves the student. He loves their ideas. He always says, see the dream with the open eyes and never shy away with your stupid idea, because some of the idea can change the world. So I think this is a great opportunity that we are having a convocation on his birthday, and I think it should be remembered forever. And we also celebrate, his Hindustan College as an Innovation Day on 15th October. Today also we are celebrating this, so I am also very inspired by him. So he was always a role model for me. So without taking much time, so all I want to tell you that the biggest power of the universe is the power of soul. आपकी जो आत्मा की ताकत, उससे बड़ी ताकत, that comes only with honesty, self-esteem, and forgiveness. I have seen a lot of people, they don't, forgive the people. They always take a pain with them. Actually, anything which is basically disturbing your mind, anger, dishonesty, vindictiveness, is basically stops your growth. A man with a good heart, with a good vision, with the clarity, with the positivity, always see the different things. And he achieves all those milestones only because he is a positive. So no negativity should be there in your mind, whether you are successful, whether you fail, does not matter. Because end of the day, as a human being, you are born with a 2 kg, 3 kg. You gain every day. You gain knowledge, you gain experience. So you have nothing to lose. You are the startup now, because I believe in Indian astrology that what God decided for you, it is enormous. It is up to you how much you want to take it. You may lose it if you are not ethical, if you are not rightful. And if you're ethical, if you're rightful, I think success, sky is the success. You know, that's John Chambers, because he started with a small career and made a company of almost multi-billion-dollar company. It happens only with the people who is honest, devoted, committed, and does not have any intention for making money. Making money is a very short-term vision. Going for your passion, finding some, some milestones which will fulfill your aspirations that as a dreamer, that I think makes you indefinitely successful. Wish you all the best. May God bless you. And we have initiated continuous learning program at Sharda, and we have identified the area because we wanted to upgrade, the latest knowledge and technology for all our students and for our current students and the future students. So to at least be connected with you, very soon you will find, the new ways, new knowledge, online education will be there available for you. And already, my brother has already requested Agiji and John Chamber that we look forward, some collaborative arrangement with the US, because we have a lot of good scientists, a lot of good students, a lot of talent. Our DNA is the finest DNA in the world. If you see, thousands years back, our knowledge system was beyond anywhere in the world. But unfortunately, like we have distracted, we have lost it. But if we get some good minds from US who can handhold our young scientists and young engineers to just guide them that what is good for them and what is the new ideas they can nurture them, help them their ideas to get executed. I think this is good enough for India to become successful, because India is a very potential country and we are leading to the right direction. I think by 2047, the Prime Minister has been telling about it. We became the second largest economy, and this is definitely possible. I'm sure that under the leadership of Modi ji and what this US, foundation is doing it, this will definitely make a very different kind of milestones. Thank you very much. I would like to hear more to our John Chamber and Mukesh Agi. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request our guest of honor, Dr. Mukesh Agi ji, to deliver his address.
Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's better. I did not prepare a formal speech because I felt that it's important that I speak from the heart. And more important is I was busy trying to work with John because that's going to be the keynote speech of the day. I studied under a professor who's quite famous in management, Peter Drucker. And Peter Drucker has written hundreds of books in management studies. And he said that when you try to build your life on this planet, keep two things in mind. One is roots, and the other one is wings. Roots are your culture, your values, your beliefs, because they give you a sense of foundation. And you need that, and as you grow as a tree, then you can branch out and what I call is get wings. That means go ahead and explore the world, go ahead and test the world, because it's important to have that experience of different culture, different countries, different languages, different food, and different people. But you need roots to hold you, to hold during time of trouble, during time of crisis, is the values which can drive and make you a stronger human being. And so I kept that perspective and kept on my belief. I was born in a small town, now it's a big town, Meerut, which is close by. And on that basis, went and explored the world. I lived in probably almost 25 countries and traveled over 120 countries all across the world, but kept my roots, the values which were taught by my parents, by the country itself, by my school, and also my teachers. But I think it's important to understand, while you are maintaining your roots and wings, that you don't become a parasite to the world itself. how are you going to make the change? How are you going to contribute to the world? This is also important. And so we've always looked to see what we can do to make the difference. And so when John and Gaurav and others, we got together, we said we need to basically build an organization which can support the economic growth, the rise of India itself. It is important when you have 1.4 billion people where average income is roughly $2,000. You have hundreds of millions of people still living below the poverty line. It needs all the hands you can drive to make sure that people come out of the poverty line. And we basically focus on building this organization starting from an economic agenda which has moved into geopolitical, into technology, into education, into people to people itself. And I think in the last 8 years, we have been able to move in investment worth over $50 billion into India, creating millions of jobs across the country itself. But more important is that these jobs are not only just helping India, they're also helping United States, because these are the companies, these are the individuals who are able to basically make US companies more efficient, more competitive, more effective, so they can go compete globally itself. So that's the purpose we have built. And I'll give you one example how we basically came out as a team and basically worked in a crisis itself. During the COVID time, what we saw from United States was that suddenly there was a major crisis in the country. There was shortage of PPE equipment, there was shortage of oxygen concentrators, there was shortage of, in every aspect, there was shortage, but people, we were saying, were having lines at the crematorium itself. And you could sense the crisis, but also you could sense there was sense of cry for help itself. We were getting calls non-stop, day in, day out. You know, we need help, and we worked with Pfizer, we worked with the Moderna and others to see how we can move hundreds of millions of vaccines in the country itself. But we also realized, and we had no idea, but we realized that you can't let the hospitals get inundated with patients. You got to keep them out as much as you can and get the most dire patients to go to the hospital. And we realized that we need to find oxygen concentrators. And we had no idea what this machine is. And you have to understand, in the US, the challenge was that the whole electrical system is 110 watts, whereas in India is 220. So we had to reach out to factories in China and just block as much as we can, every order we could, to line up this oxygen concentrator. But we had to also raise money to make sure we are able to drive that, because they all wanted all the cash in advance. So we basically, within an hour on a Sunday afternoon, reached out to over 50 global CEOs who were part of our consortium and raised slightly over $50 million to be able to purchase this concentrator. But once we got this concentrator, the challenge was when the Chinese found out they were going to go to India, they stopped all shipments. And we were flabbergasted because we had to move it here. And the more important part is we needed planes to be able to move this. So one of our board members, who is a chairman, a CEO of FedExpress, basically Federal Express, gave his plane. We loaded these oxygen concentrators on a daily basis and moved those planes as if it's going to Tokyo. And from Tokyo, we went back again to India. And you have to understand, each oxygen concentrator weighs around 15 kilos. So think about it, loading 1,000 of this concentrator on every plane was a very, very heavy load to move. And then once you land here, we had to deal with the customs and bureaucracy. But we worked very closely, and our point person was Amitabh Kant, and made sure that within an hour, once the plane landed, these concentrators were in truckloads and moved to every part of the country. We didn't ask where they're going. We just say, get them on the truck, get them to the crisis part of the country, and make sure it's given. The process continued, and we were able to move that time almost 33,000 concentrated from China into India itself. But more important is we found, for example, large oxygen tanks to be moved. We found them in Singapore, and we found them in Bangkok, we found them in Dusseldorf. What did we do? We reached out to Indian Air Force, moved their planes to C-130s, moved the other planes to these countries, loaded them, and got them to India. What I want to say is when you have the right values in your roots, when you have the right experience in your wings itself, and you have the right team to make things happen, you step up and make things happen. So I just want to congratulate my team to make that crisis a success story, and India came out very well from that perspective. So all I want to convey to you is, as you go out in the world, make sure you have your values, and you go with the mission to explore, experience, and make a difference itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Agi. May I now request the chief guest, Mr. John T. Chambers, to deliver the convocation address.
Whenever I talk to a group, I try to say what I'd like to know if I was sitting on your side, especially the young graduates, that would help me later in life achieve my goals, and also, as my colleagues have talked about, giving back to society at the same time. I want to congratulate the graduates. I know how much work went into this. I went to college for 9.5 years, 3 degrees, and I went mainly because my parents convinced me that education was the equalizer in life. And I want to take a moment as each of you came across the stage and say, enjoy that moment, and thank your family and friends who helped you get through it. I fell in love with India. I did that 20-some years ago because of the resources that we were hiring here in India out of many of the schools across the entire country. They were so accomplished, so motivated, so focused, and candidly could produce great results. And all of a sudden I realized this was a country that is in transformation. As that scaled, almost 15 years ago, I made India our second world headquarters at Cisco, had 9 senior VPs and EVPs here, and we committed to serving the world from India. But at that time, to be very candid, there were the very large consultancy companies and systems integrators, but there was no startup machine. There was no young innovation driving technology, and yet I believe technology will be the future of every country and every major company over time. And as this occurred, then a individual, and whenever I really partner with a company or acquire a company or look to see what's possible, it always starts with a leader. My colleagues mentioned earlier President Macron in France. I literally met him in France, and the first time I met him, I called my wife and said, he will be the next president of France. He came to my house 2 months later, and we talked about what was possible for France's future to reverse the country that was the worst place to do business in Europe, and I mean the worst place, to the best for startups, which they did. Then when I saw Prime Minister Modi come in to power, and originally Mukesh and team asked me, would I be the chairman of the U.S.-India Strategic Partnership Forum? We didn't call it at that time, but candidly, I hesitated. Would I be able to make a difference? Would this leadership really understand it in India and the U.S. to really make a difference? And that's when I spent time with him, and we outlined an idea for a digital India that could drive the economy. They could do startups, make it inclusive regardless of where you live, regardless of gender, regardless of your religion, regardless of your age, with a pace that had never been done before. And that concept I fell in love with. And at that time I said, you're going to see India be the fastest growing economy in the world. And I said at a time that people were hesitant about Prime Minister Modi and his future very early in his first term. I said, this man will be one of the best leaders India's ever seen. And I repeated that 4 years later, that he would lead this country not only be the fastest economic growth, but the most inclusive. That he would then have India play on a global stage and be among the peers of the top 5 power countries in the world. And over time, then predicted that India would be the largest economy in the world before anybody ever even talked about it. And I reemphasized that at the Kennedy Center during the Biden and the Modi meetings there in front of Secretary Blinken and thousands of your peers, and said this country will be the largest one. It will be bigger than China and bigger than the US. Now, when I'm there, I want to now reverse approach. When I talk about something and you listen to somebody who's sharing ideas with you, the first thing you should say is, tell me about their track record. My colleagues did a very nice job of helping on that. I'm just going to add a couple tweaks to it so you understand some of the detail. The second thing they're going to look at is what are the relationships you have. And your relationships are the power that results in what do you want to accomplish, regardless of whether you're a doctor, regardless of a lawyer, regardless if you're an individual contributor company, the CEO of a company, the head of state. And then the third element, very frankly, comes down to trust. And people underestimate how strong that is. In Washington, in front of the audience, and it was broadcast live here in India, I said I would trust this country and this leader with my life. And I meant it, and I never say things I don't believe. That allows you to move with speed that no one else could match. Speed that most people thought was impossible to do. U.S. and India work together. Neither one of the countries in their own right move with the speed. And could we move with the two countries in a way that has never been done? And the answer was clearly yes. Now, when you think about it, that was part of the experience. I was honored to do the financial terms that my colleagues talked about at Cisco. From 70 million US dollars in sales to 48 billion. We created 10,000 employees in the first 10 years because we shared the company with them, became millionaires. 10,000. We acquired 180 companies, and we invented the new concept of innovation through strategic partnerships and through acquisitions as much as internal development. Because at that time, candidly, acquisitions didn't work in high tech. And we had 18 major products. There were 1, 2, or 3 in the industry, and I always played for number 1. Majority of our products were 40 to 70% market share and unequaled in the industry. And we were humble. We won most of the awards on benefit to society, which I'll talk about in a moment. But we were unbeatable. And we knew it. Not in an arrogant way. But when we talked to a customer, when we talked to a nation state, they knew that we'd back up what we said with that capability. That's why it was an honor to receive the gold medal for defense in France. The only time they'd ever given that to a non-French business person in history. It is that trust that you instill and the direction you instill. But you might say that was what Cisco does. I disagree. What am I most proud of at Cisco? Our culture. We were number 1 in customer high tech across every major technology company in the world for 15 years. When a customer had a problem, I listened to every problem in the world every night, 365 days a year. And because I listened to it, my team knew what was going to happen right after I listened to it. I was going to call them and say, what do you do to fix it? And you know then what happens? They started listening to it and started addressing it. Our employees. And I know in today's society, many companies, and candidly many of the employees, consider themselves just kind of assets. I'll work for a company for a couple of years. The company considers I'll hire when I need to, and I'll lay people off. That wasn't who we were. We were a family, and we pulled close together. Out of 75,000 employees, I knew every illness that was life-threatening of every employee, their spouse, and their kids. And I was there for them, and our company was there for them, regardless of what the insurance said. and we built it deep into our culture. Now you can say, well, that's nice, that's giving back. But what I'm preparing you for is in an industry that has attrition rates of 15 to 20% in Silicon Valley, my attrition for 20 years was 5%. We kept our talent. You look at what really makes a difference, and many companies have lost their way in Silicon Valley and around the world. They think it's about financial return only. It doesn't matter if the consumers trust them with how they're using their data. It doesn't matter if they give back to society. And respectfully, I think that is a huge mistake. First, I think it's just wrong. But secondly, if you do that, governments are going to regulate you, and they'll force you to rebalance. We won every corporate social responsibility award there was, almost without exception, around the world. And guess what? Where we were number one in a country in corporate social responsibility, we were number one in market share and profitability. We won it from President Obama and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and we won it from George Bush and Secretary of State Condi Rice. It is that trust, that relationship, that track record that allows you to do things that others cannot do. How does education fit into this? I'm a dreamer, but I also know how to make dreams come true. What Mukesh and I and Gaurav and the team has done at US ISPF, nobody thought was possible. Business groups, you just care about what is your trade that you do. We said we were going to influence the life of every citizen, every country across 29 states in India and 50 states in the US. And Mukesh's example, that has never been done in scale with COVID in a way that broke all the rules. If you were worried about taking risk, if you're worried about failure, you wouldn't go for that. And that's one of my messages to the graduates here today. You've got a dream. You've got to have the courage, you can make it happen and drive forward. My parents instilled that deeply in me in terms of caring. And then I learned in my business, it's about education, but it's about technology, digitization, and now make no mistake about it, it is about AI. If a company or a healthcare system or a defense system does not embed AI into their total architecture, they will be history in the future. 70% of the Fortune 500 in the US, same in Europe and same in Asia, will disappear in the next decade. It's going to be brutal what happens. But it's going to spawn a new group of startups and other companies that reinvent themselves. And when you look at a Tata, which I admire very much, and I miss Ratan Tata tremendously, he's one of the greatest leaders and icon our industry has ever seen. But they build a culture that is very unique about giving back, much like this great university. They also are doing AI across their entire company and requiring to drive it through. My strengths are pattern recognition, then building organizations focused on taking advantage of that recognition and moving with tremendous speed. It's as simple as that. The ability to recognize the internet was not about moving ones and zeros around. And when I said the internet is going to change the way you work, live, learn, and play, and change the world, even my best marketing team said, John, that's not going to hunt. But it did. The ability to understand that when voice moves over the internet, it will be free. It will transform the revenue for all service providers, where 92% of their revenue used to come out of voice, down to zero. And if you didn't see that coming, you missed it. Then the importance of a digital world in 2011. And I said, not only are companies going to go digital, countries must go digital. You know the first country to get that? India. Prime Minister Modi understood it. Then it's about security, and now it's about AI. Some people say, including the founder of OpenAI, that India isn't really going to play in AI. Isn't going to play in OpenAI. I take that personal. If we don't play in AI, not only are we not going to be a technology powerhouse in the future, our startups will fail, our education system will fail, and we miss an opportunity where we can grab the data and use it with AI. With 1.4 billion people going to 2 billion, at the time China's going from 1.35 down to 700 million. We have the capability, and if we partner right with the US, and I think the two of us can move much faster together than we can apart, we will change not only our two countries in the standard of living, we will change the world. But we will lead from a position of 1-2 in the economy, and India will be the fastest growing standard of living for all of your citizens over time. Graduates, you are in the right spot at the right time. I was in the right spot education-wise, but in West Virginia at the wrong time. We used to be the chemical center of the world. 6,000 highly skilled engineers in Charleston, West Virginia. It was the Silicon Valley of the chemical industry, and we were the coal industry of the world, 250,000 miners. But because we didn't change, because we kept doing the same thing again and again, we got left behind and we became number 45 to 50 out of the 50 states. We're now changing that, and we'll talk about that another time. But you are in a spot with the industry that's going to make a difference. You're in a spot that you will learn from. A last comment and concepts before I close here in a couple minutes is, if I were sitting in your position, I'd want to know what are your key lessons that you learned in life and who did you learn them from? I've met almost every key government leader in the world, have unbelievably long discussions with them, and it's trust that does that. But the question I like to ask is, given what you know now, what do you wish you would have known 20 years ago or 30 years ago when you graduated from school? This fits in three characteristics. The first is, almost all would say, I should have dreamed bigger. Shimon Peres, the late president of Israel, taught me that early. No room in the world for small dreams. But it doesn't matter whether it's leaders in Russia or China or India or the top corporations in the world, almost always the good ones. And I'm not talking about personalities. I'm talking about ones that have been remarkably successful, would say, I should have dreamed bigger and taken more risk. The second is they didn't understand the combination that makes for a leader's currency. The combination that makes for a leader's currency starts with a track record. You can't ask your friends or others to follow you unless you've got a track record that indicates that. For the graduates, you've got to think your currency of the future starts with your track record, academically now, and then over time, what you produce. Secondly, it is about relationships. And that's harder to develop in the world of Zoom and telepresence. But you better develop them, because regardless of whether you're an individual contributor or a leader of a company, those relationships make such a difference in your future. And third, people have got to trust you. It comes down to that. I proposed to several of the leaders what could be done with the U.S.-India partnership, and it really came down to trust. I would trust Prime Minister Modi with my life, and he knows that. He knows it. But also, my company will trust me when I move with the same approach. My 22 startups, I got 9 unicorns. That's unheard of. That's more than most countries have. And I have 3 more in the next 18 months, maybe 4. But it's about the ability to see pattern recognition, to build great teams, to have no fear when you go after making a change. No fear, and a vision of what is possible in the future. So my closing comments are very simple for the graduates. You have to dream bigger. No room for small dreams. And you're going to say, wait a minute, John. With all the change going on in the world, why should I dream bigger? I mean, I just want to survive. And by the way, change makes me uncomfortable if I'm honest with myself. And by the way, I might fail. And if I fail, then people will not want me part of their team. You're more a product of how you handle your setbacks in life than you are your successes. I love to talk about my successes, but it was my failures. Missing the dot-com bubble in 2001, I laid off 7,584 of my family because that was what was needed for survival. And it doesn't help we came back stronger than everybody else. Jack Welch was a generation ahead of me in business. And he told me during the 90s, he said, John, you've got a good company, you're a good leader. I said, Jack, I've just won just about every award there is to win, and our company is the most successful ever. He said, no, John, until you have a near-death experience, you'll never be able to lead with what is needed in life with the speed that is needed. He called me up at the end of 2001. He said, John, you're now a great leader, you got a great company. I said, Jack, my shareholders are really upset with me. Some of the people that have been my biggest supporters became my biggest critics. A guy by the name of Jim Cramer on CNBC was hammering me every day, saying I couldn't even run Cisco. He said, no, John, I watched how you handled it. You executed unbelievably well. This is your best year ever. Your best year ever. I said, Jack, you're the only person that's going to tell me that. And he was the only one. But it taught me how to deal with fear, how to really encapsulate what is possible, to take the risk and realize I'm going to get knocked on my tail periodically. And once I was comfortable with that, I can teach that how to do it in the startups, and I would argue even at a country level. So you are at a most unique point in this century. India. I'm not talking about US. I'm not talking about anywhere else in the world. This is not just your decade. This is your century. I think it can be bigger by working closer with the US, and we'll see if we can do that in a way that's never been done before. And it doesn't mean we'll always agree. Even friends or even your spouses you disagree with periodically, or at least I do, or my wife does with me. But what is unique is the speed with which this change is going to occur. And this is where your education is your foundation. You've been taught how to learn. What you learned here 10 years from now, maybe even 5, will be obsolete. You were taught how to learn ongoing in life. Education is your foundation as you move forward. And India will be an amazing place for your future and your friends and family. I want to encourage you to go for it. No fear. Once you go for it and you have no fear, what's the worst thing that can happen? I get knocked down. I've been knocked down before. I get right back up and learn from it. It is India's future that is in your hands, because it is about education. It's the reason that I fell in love with the country in the first place. Then I fell in love with your culture. I believe in you. I want you to believe in yourself. Congratulations to all the graduates. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon the Controller of Examination to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Chief Guest, esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, dear students, and cherished guests. On behalf of Sharda University, I take immense pleasure in extending a heartfelt vote of thanks to all who have contributed to the success of this auspicious convocation ceremony. Today, as we celebrate the achievements of our bright graduates, it is important to acknowledge the efforts and presence of our distinguished guests, who have honored us with their time and wisdom. At the outset, I express our deep gratitude to Mr. John T. Chambers for gracing this occasion and sharing invaluable insights with us. Your inspiring words will resonate with our students as they embark on their new journeys. I also extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Mukesh Aghi for his encouraging presence. Your remarkable contributions in your field serve as a guiding light to all of us. I would also like to express our appreciation to the Honorable Chancellor, Pro-chancellor, Vice-chancellor, Pro-vice-chancellor, Registrar, Dean Academic Affairs, and all faculty members for their unceasing commitment to the academic growth and development of the university. A special thanks to the organizing committee, volunteers, and staff whose tireless effort made today's event a grand success. Lastly, to our proud graduates and their parents, you are the heart of this celebration. We wish you success in all your future endeavors and hope that you continue to shine wherever you go. As we conclude, I am reminded of a beautiful Sanskrit sloka. Vidya dhanam, the wealth of knowledge. Sarva pradhanam is the supreme wealth of all. Vidya dhanam, sarvadhan pradhanam, the wealth of knowledge is the supreme wealth of all. May this knowledge lead you to success and fulfillment in life. Thank you all for being a part of this memorable day. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable Chancellor, may I, with your permission, declare the convocation as closed.
I permit it will be closed now.
May I request the august gathering to rise for the national anthem, please. Thank you. We'll now proceed in the reverse order.